All right, let's talk a little bit about the bus project. The last you guys saw us working on the bus, we were replacing those cross members underneath, and we got that all done. That went really good. We got them all welded in, we got it painted underneath there, and we thought, hey, we're almost done and ready to go back for inspection. So we started doing some other things inside the bus, and I'll show you that in a minute. But when we pulled the bus out the last time, as I pulled it up in front of the shop here, the brake light came on, and I got out and there's brake fluid running out of the bottom of the bus. We blew a brake line. And so I ordered some parts. I ordered some brake line and some fittings, made a new brake line, put it in. When I was putting it in, the next line cracked. And then the next line. And then there was another line. And so it had this cascading, replacing brake lines. And now we have almost all new brake lines in the bus, stainless steel brake lines. So I think we're set to go now on the brake line issue. All in all, that's actually a great spot for a brake line to break, is right here in the driveway while we're ready to work on it. So it's kind of a blessing, maybe. But now we need to bleed the brakes. And so I was doing a little bit of reading because this has hydraulic brakes. It's like an electric brake booster with hydraulic brakes. And so I wasn't sure exactly how to bleed this, so I was doing a little reading. They said the first step is hook up your pressure brake bleeder, which I don't have. So we're gonna try this one we got off of Amazon. The regular ones cost like $300. This one's cost like $100. And so I'm not so sure how to work out, but we'll give it a shot here. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bleed the brakes, because this bus has been dead in the water for almost 2 weeks now. First it was in front of the shop, but then, see, the problem is I can't take the park brake off until the brakes build pressure. And of course the brakes can't build pressure if there's a hole in the line. So I couldn't take the park brake off. And so it was just stuck here in the driveway. And the problem was that it was right in front of the shop where we park our tractors. And so we needed to get a tractor out. So fortunately the Magnum was not in the shed. It was outside of the shed. And so what we had to do was we put a chain on it and we drug the bus back a couple feet so we could get the tractor out, which worked out fine. We got the tractor out, and I thought, okay, well then tomorrow I'll fix the brake lines and we can move the bus. Well, tomorrow came and went, and the next day came and went, and then we had a load of cattle coming to this upper barn up here. Well, now the bus is really in the way and we got to move it away. So we hooked the chain back up and we drug it into this position here, which was out of the way for the truck to come in to offload the cattle, which worked out fine. But now it's been sitting here, and I had to replace the brake lines in the mud because I was no longer in the driveway anymore. So we've been laying in the mud, fixing brake lines, and a little bit more mud today as we bleed the brake lines. But anyway, here we are. That's the story. That gets you up to speed. We did do a bunch of stuff inside the bus. I'll show you that in a minute, but let's get these brakes bled first. See, the bus was parked like right here, blocking the tractors. Fortunately, the Magnum wasn't in there. So we drug it back a little bit so we could get the McCormick out to put on the manure pump. And then we had to drag it back even further. So you can see where it's at now. So we drug it back to this spot so we could get cattle into that barn. These are all new brake lines, all the way up to the front, all 3 lines coming back. And we have this one new brake line. You can see it, it's shiny. Stainless steel to the back, left brake, right brake. So we're all back in order. Here's this electric booster. There's some bleeders here, we need to bleed that. And then we'll bleed the wheel ends, but let's get our little pressure jobby set up. Do I sound a little funny? I probably sound funny. I have this a little bit of like a sinus thing going on right now. I think we're almost through it, but it's been making me feel not so great lately. All right, so the first step, we got to find a little adapter here. It's going to fit on and replace our little cap. Maybe this one. Doesn't seem quite like it's going on there straight. Guess that's it. I don't know, we'll give it a shot. Okay, so we got the adapter on. We got this little apparatus here. So we put this guy. On there like that. Good, I guess. I'm gonna take this to 35 pounds, it said. So apparently we're still, I see little bubbles going up. All right, there we are, 35 pounds. Looks like we're already starting to push some fluid up here. All right, here we go. See what happens. Oop. So far, so good. I think that should have pressurized the system. Did you see those bubbles come up through? I don't know if you can see there or not. Okay, let's go to the bleeders. See if we can get some fluid to come out. All right, down here in the mud. Creepers don't work so good in the mud. Kind of just stick in place, but they said this is the first step, is to bleed these two little bleeders right here. Let's see, we have a little bottle here. Guess we can try to stick that on there. Maybe I can just hold it. All right, we got fluid coming in the bottle there, you see it? Oh, it's bubbling too, that's good. Oh, we lost pressure. All right, well, let's just keep trying to keep bleeding, I guess, and see what happens. All right, still got our chains underneath here from dragging this thing around. All right, let's see if we can get some fluid out of these back brakes. This one is the one that, oh, that's good. Okay, so I think maybe I figured out the problem. The bladder was tight up against this thing when I took this cap off. I think maybe I didn't have enough fluid in here, and the bladder was coming all the way up and was pinching or was sealing off this port, which obviously doesn't work then because you can't push any fluid out. So Let's try this again. Maybe that was the problem. There we go. Back to our 35 pounds. Let's go see what happens now. Oh, hey look, there's fluid coming out. Nice. Looks like we still got our 35 pounds there, that's good. Conveniently, the front is like right here, accessible. Nothing. All right, helpers are home from school.
Should I push on it?
Sure, push on it. Pump it a little bit. Well, we didn't get it on camera, but we made a big old mess here. Apparently, all of a sudden, this cap, the cap that we had on here that was our adapter started leaking. It was like squirting fluid everywhere here. So we're gonna see if we can go get this washed off quick. This is actually what the review on Amazon said. Guess should have listened to it, huh? All right, well, we got to put back together. I'm not sure exactly if we got everything right. We still have a brake light pressure, a brake light on, but we're taking it for a little drive here around the farm to see how it feels. So far so good. I'm not sure exactly what to do about that one front brake caliper. We just can't quite seem to get that blend. Kids are feeding calves. Got another helper. So we figured it out. There's a gasket underneath here that was not sealing, and it was pushing fluid out everywhere. But we took our little hand torch and warmed it up a little bit before we put it together the second time. And now this thing is working perfectly. So I just bled all 4 brakes, all 4 corners, and we still have pressure, and I put fluid back in it, so I think we're set. All right, we got it. No more brake light. We finally figured out the problem. So here's some pointers about using this Amazon brake bleeder, pressure brake bleeder. All right, first thing, make sure you have enough fluid in it, otherwise the diaphragm comes up and seals off the top. You can't push any fluid out. Secondly, this little cap, you saw me putting this cap on, these caps have rubber in there, and that rubber, it's cold out here. The rubber is too stiff and it doesn't seal. So we warmed it up a little bit with a torch and got it just warmed up, not hot, just warm, and put her back on, sealed up perfectly. Cranked up the pressure, pushed fluid out all 4 corners. Brake light is off. So all the brake bleeding is done. Brand new brake lines are on, but it's too dark now. We can't show you the inside, so we're gonna have to show you tomorrow when we get back to working on the inside. All right, so before we get back to the bus, we need to come down and do some welding in the hog barn, because believe it or not, we are almost ready to get little pigs back in here. On Monday, we get our first batch of little pigs. So it's crazy that we're already starting back into little pigs already, but we got a bunch to do to get this barn ready. You guys have seen us get ready before, but we put mats and lamps in for the little pigs. But there's also generally a fair amount of welding to do and some just general maintenance that we do when there's no pigs in here, because it works out better that way. So we got a bunch of that done already, but we're finishing up some of the welding now. We got a bunch of gates and some feeders to weld, so we're gonna get this stuff done first, then we'll go back to the bus. Hammer it down till it cracks. boys already went through and cut all the stuff out of here, so that works out nice. Put the stuff in and weld it.
Like it straight.
All right, we're almost done with this welding. We got to finish up this spot. We got one spot over there, and then we might have to call it quits for today. We have a couple more things to do in here, but we're running out of daylight. Running out of daytime. It's inside, so we don't need to worry about daylight. All right, let's weld this bar in here. Just be careful when you go upside down like that you don't drop the socket off. Yeah. So you got to be super careful with everything in the hog barn, because if it falls, it's gone. It falls down through the cracks. So I've lost a couple sockets already where you put the impact down and the socket falls off right in the crack, along with all kinds of other tools. All right, we're gonna call it quits for today. The sun is setting, we're running out of day. And we gotta go to my niece's birthday party tonight, so we better go get ready for that. We gotta finish feeding calves. I gotta go run and pick up some UV light bulbs for the water treatment in the hog barn here. And then we're headed to the birthday party. We got a lot done though today. I feel pretty good about what we did. We're pretty close. Not quite ready for Monday, but we're pretty close. Might be an early morning on Monday morning. And another day of not really getting to the bus or getting back to the bus. That's why this bus project is taking a little while. But we'll see. We'll get back to it soon. And we'll show you what's going on inside soon. All right, so I thought we were gonna get to work on the bus together a little bit here, but we ran out of time. So we thought we'd just show you a little bit about what we did so far, since we kept saying we were going to do that. So let's go check it out.
I wasn't expecting to make that sound.
Right. So, okay, it feels like more to us, but we'll tell you a little bit about...
I feel like I haven't been in here that much.
Okay, so it obviously still looks like a construction site, but we did make some progress. So we got the bunks all framed out. So we've got a couple bunks here, all the bunks. There's 4 bunks here in the kind of the middle section of the bus. This is the opening. Lower bunks. So those are framed out. The next piece, we went and bought this futon.
Marketplace.
Amazon Marketplace. The thing is kind of falling down. We really just wanted it for the mattress and the frame that goes behind it because we needed to know how long it was going to be. So there's going to be like a cabinet thing right here that we needed to figure out where that starts and stops and where the futon will start. So the biggest dilemma right now is that we thought we were going to put water tanks. Those are our water tanks up there. We thought we were going to put them underneath this couch area, but we have to figure out if it's going to fit or not. I'm not sure if it is. It might kind of be too high.
How much is this? How much?
They're 30 gallons a piece. Short showers.
I guess it's better than no shower.
Right. So we'll see if we can get that figured out and put that underneath or not. But that's what we got so far. This is in place. We put our refrigerator in the spot where it's going to go. It's kind of there temporary for now, but we'd like to try to get it moved back a little bit. It's kind of hitting at the top there. But, well, we might have to notch out the little molding at the back there. That would give us an inch or two. So that's what we got. Refrigerator, bunks, nothing really more back here except that we got to get to framing the second bunk.
We got this back in 2020. You know that? It's gonna be going on 4 years here soon. That's okay. It'll get done.
We really wanted to do a winter camping trip or a winter trip somewhere because it feels like it'd be nice to get it going. The big thing was, first of all, we got to get it inspected. So to get it inspected, we had to get the brakes fixed, but the main thing was getting the floor fixed. We got the floor fixed, and then the brakes were a problem. Now we got the brakes fixed. So hopefully we can get it inspected, and then we can get it back on the road, and maybe we can do a trip. We'll see.
Kaylin had some friends over the other night for a Christmas gift exchange, and there's a place just down the road that does this really cool, like, giant inflatable walkthrough thing. So we had to pile all the kids in our cars, and we were like, oh man, that'd be so fun if the bus was done and we could just take the bus. So maybe next year we can cart a bunch of kids around.
Maybe next year. So anyway, that's all we got on the bus, but we did get to do something really fun a couple weeks ago here at our place, and so I thought we'd show you a little bit of that. Hey guys, it's Thanksgiving, and that means it's square dance time. So we've been having square dance in this barn for, I don't know, 40 years maybe not quite that long, but I was just a wee little guy when we started doing this, and my parents started having square dances in our barn, and I think we've been doing it almost every year since then. And so here we are, another square dance night. So we're looking forward to it. It's the night before Thanksgiving, and that's our traditional time to have it. We got the barn all cleaned out. The kids had some friends over this afternoon, and they spent the afternoon cleaning out the barn. So I think we're all set. I think there might be a big crowd here tonight. I'm not sure, because Facebook said there's gonna be a lot of people, so we'll see. Thanks so much everybody for coming. We're looking forward to another fun night together. This has been a long tradition for us, and but the crowd is changing, so that's cool. Lord, thanks so much for another opportunity to get together for a square dance. We just thank you so much for the amazing way that you've blessed us in so many ways here at this farm and here in our country. Just the abundant blessing that we get to live in and we get to enjoy, and we say thank you so much. We know that you are the giver of good gifts, and we just want to recognize that in this Thanksgiving season. We thank you for friends and for family and for the opportunity to get together tonight. Lord, we welcome you into this place and ask you just give us a safe and fun time together and enjoy the evening together. In your name, amen. How's it going?
Great. It's awesome. It's so much fun.
There we have it, another square dance. That was our biggest turnout in a long time. We actually had 11 squares here tonight, so it was really fun to have a lot of people here. We all had a great time.